Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I just say it is great to be here with you tonight. I was thinking on the way here, this is the Labour Business Oscars. It's like the Academy Awards, but it's different from the Academy Awards because it is much more glamorous, don't you think? It's got better food. Well, you don't know that yet, but I promise you, or Ibrahim promises me that it's going to be better food. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, who needs Brad Pitt when you've got Ibrahim Dugas? Let's hear it for Ibrahim, everybody. I think he beats Brad Pitt any day of the week, and he does an amazing job with SMEs for Labour. And I just want to thank him for the incredible work that he does. Now, I promise you that there's no more than another 10 speakers between you and your food. That's the good news. And then you might get to eat your starter, and then there's lots of awards before your main. No, I think I promise you, the food will be coming. I will be brief, I promise you. I know politicians always say that and then don't keep their promises. I want to say one big thank you, and that is to all the businesses in the room and across the country who have stepped up so brilliantly during this pandemic. Businesses who've cared for their communities, who've cared for their workers, and have been part of an incredible national effort. Let's give a huge round of applause for those businesses and the incredible job that they have done. Now, I have come from COP26 in Glasgow, the big climate conference where I was last week and where I will be later on this week. And this reminds us, ladies and gentlemen, we face absolutely enormous challenges as a country. The challenge of the climate crisis, the challenge of recovering from COVID, the challenges of building the high-wage, high-skill economy we need. My view is we can only meet those challenges with a partnership between a Labour government and the business community. And there's three things I want to tell you about why I think a Labour government would not simply be pro-business, but will be better for business. First of all, we understand where wealth is created, not from the big vested interests in our country, but from the millions of businesses across our country in our communities. And we will help those businesses. We won't have the crony contracts, and we will do something incredibly important. We will abolish business rates and finally create a system that has a level playing field between the tech companies and the high street businesses, because we know those high street businesses are the lifeblood of our communities up and down the country. The second reason why a Labour government will be better for business is that we will make the investment necessary to make the climate transition that we need and to help businesses up and down our country. And there's a really important point here. If we say we're going to leave businesses on their own to face this massive transition, then it will be terrible for our businesses, whether it's the steel industry or the automotive sector or the small businesses of our country. We need to make the investment so it is a genuine partnership between the state and business. And that's why we made the pledge at the Labour conference for a 28 billion investment each and every year up to 2030, so we can both tackle the climate crisis and help our businesses and create millions of jobs in our country. And the third thing that we understand is that if you're to be a successful business, you need your dynamism, your entrepreneurship, your imagination, but you also need a platform on which to stand. And that's why a Labour government would support start-up businesses in a way this government is simply failing to do, with a pledge of helping 100,000 new businesses each and every year to start up. And we are also clear, and David Evans, our General Secretary, will talk about this in a moment, that our party needs to embrace business at every level in every constituency. That's why, for the first time, we have set up business liaison officers in each and every constituency. Our aim is in each and every constituency of our party. And I'd encourage you all in this room to liaise with those business liaison officers and to be part of this movement that we want to create. I'll just say this finally, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen in the last few days that this is a corrupt government, as Keir Starmer has so clearly and brilliantly said. They are not a people's government, they are a corrupt government. That is bad for business, that is bad for our country, that will not create the kind of society we need. That's why we need a Labour government standing with millions of businesses across our country, standing with the British people. We face huge challenges as a country, but I know this from my conversations with all the business people I've met in this job. We have the most brilliant business people, and if we work together, businesses, trade unions, and government, there is no challenge we cannot tackle. Enjoy your evening, and let's face those challenges together and have a Labour government. Thank you very much.